A travel scam you may not know about could cost massive personal loss. This one may be the worst one yet. Hey everyone, what's up? This is Jordan with JJ Cruise. Thank you so much for clicking into the channel today. Well, over the last year, we've talked a lot about travel scams, and that's because now more than ever, humans are getting very savvy and very smart in how they trick you into scamming you out of a lot of money. We're going to talk about why this one could be massive financial losses for you and why this one is so important. If you are traveling on plane, cruise ship, hotel, or train, you need to listen up because this travel scam applies to them all. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you some very helpful tips as to how to avoid this because there's very easy ways to not get scammed. And the biggest solution for this particular scam is actually a condom. But you're going to have to watch to the end of the video to find out why. Before we get into it, I do just want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. This is JJ Cruise. We do all things cruising all the time here on YouTube. So if you love cruising as much as we do, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like videos like this and you want more helpful tips and good ways to avoid scams, please hit that thumbs up. We are living and traveling in the modern age. And because of this, you have to be smarter than the other average person that you may encounter while you're seeing the world. But what happens if the other person that you are encountering you don't actually know is there? That is what we're talking about today. And this scam is not necessarily new, but it has put a giant spotlight in the media just recently because the TSA has come out and spoken up against this and said if you are traveling anywhere in an airport, you need to be aware. And as I read this, I thought, this is very true. If you're going into an airport, you need to know this. But this exact same thing could happen in an airport, in a hotel, on a cruise ship, or on a train. We're talking about a scam called juice jacking. You might have already heard of this. You may know what it is, but it has to do with cybersecurity. Now, of course, there are very basic things that most people know when they're going from point A to point B or traveling. One of the most obvious things is when you go into an airport and you log on to their free unsecured Wi-Fi, you open up yourself for a lot of different security risks. You never want to be accessing things like banking or putting in passwords or any type of confidential information on your phone whenever you log into a free Wi-Fi. That's kind of cybersecurity 101. But juice jacking takes this to a completely other level. One of the most common things when you're in an airport or in a cruise ship or in a hotel is that you may look at your phone and realize that your battery is dying or dead and your travel day is not quite yet over. So what do you need to do? Well, you need to charge your device, your iPad, your phone to make sure that you've got plenty of juice to continue your travel day, keep the entertainment that you want to watch completely charged, or have a phone so that you can do things like order an Uber or maybe order food if you're at a hotel. Juice jacking occurs when cyber criminals gain access to USB charging ports. And yes, this could be any public USB charging port anywhere, whether that be in the seats that are by the boarding area at the airport or in the lamp that is in your hotel room or your cruise ship stateroom, or the USB outlet that you might find in a train car or on the back of your seat in your actual airplane. Cyber hackers can gain access to these USB ports, and in real time, they can steal the data from your phone. Not only can they steal data or share data from your phone directly to them, they can actually upload and install malware onto your device to then have access to your device after you have unplugged it. Back in 2023, the FBI made pretty much the public aware of this by issuing a warning saying that juice jacking was occurring in public spaces and that you needed to be diligent and careful when charging your device with a USB cable anywhere in public. Well, TSA has now come out and said that this has become a real issue in public airports and that you need to be extremely careful if you're ever going to plug your phone directly into a USB charging port to charge your device. There are actually some very easy ways to avoid this, and I'm going to give you the tips right now to help try to avoid ever doing this if possible. The tip number one is to just use a plug. Plugs cannot transfer data. USBs can, but plugs cannot. So if you have a two-prong plug and you see an actual wall outlet or an outlet that's maybe in shares with plugs, use this instead of the USB, because that, of course, will immediately block anyone from trying to gain access to your phone or device. Another option would be just to avoid cords altogether. There are wireless charging blocks that most phones now are able to use. And so if you can just use a wireless charging block, just slap that to the back of your phone or charge that when you're at the airport and use that on your device later. I said that one of the solutions was going to be condoms, and I meant it. You can actually buy USB condoms to avoid or prevent any type of data transmission from being able to be connected to your phone when plugging into a USB port. There's also other types of devices that you can purchase from Amazon. For example, you could purchase a plug that you can plug your USB into, and then that plug can plug into the port that will block, again, any type of transmission or uploads or downloads that anyone is trying to gain access to when charging your phone. There are so many preventable ways to avoid this. And if you don't have any of the proper tools while traveling, I personally would recommend that you just never plug in to a USB charging port. Think about everything that is on your phone nowadays. A lot of people do banking from their phone. They have social media on their phone. They have their friends and family and contacts, very personal, vital information that you don't want shared with anyone. One wrong misstep or one wrong plug to charge your phone for 15 or 20 minutes could mean that you may have just given a stranger who you don't even know access to all of that vital information. You never know what type of USB port you're plugging into and who was the last person that had access to that port. That's why I said this could technically happen anywhere. This is not a USB port that is in the confines of your own home, and you know everyone that is plugging in and taking out their plug from that particular charging station. You don't know who the last person was that stayed in your cruise ship cabin. You have no idea how many people have stayed in a specific hotel room in the last week. And you certainly don't know the amount of people, the thousands of people that may have sat in your seat that you're sitting in now at the airport that may have plugged in to that particular charging port. Hopefully, this is really helpful information to you. I know that as I talked to people about this before making this video, there's a lot of people and my clients in general that did not know this information and didn't know that this was even a possibility. That's why videos like these are so important, and YouTube is such a great tool for learning and understanding the risks in the modern travel world that we live in. Well, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this particular hack or scam. Have you ever fallen victim to juice jacking? Is this something that you have ever even heard of or seen done to another person? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you again for watching. Well, my name is Jordan. This is JJ Cruz. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out, and until next time, see ya.